What's up, everybody? Had some work out here in LA, so decided to stop by the old Universal Studios. Kind of a warm days. People having fun in the Super Silly Funland today. Gonna head on over to the tram tour in a couple minutes, but thought I'd take it in over here. Let's check out the view over here too. Got the Fast and the Furious. The loop is complete. I've heard from a good friend of mine, Junior, that the cars are getting ready to put the cars on. What's up, Manny? How you doing, man? Just taking in the sights here, man, for a minute before we go hit up the tram tour. Awesome, man. Glad to hear that, man. Construction workers are having a little powwow down there. Yeah, that's what I've heard too, Manny. How cool would it be if we could have some of that golf course, man? Just give us that, like, from here all the way back. We put some new, a new land or something, a couple new lands, some sound stages for horror nights, right? It'd be just like Orlando. Oh shoot, maybe you can't see that. Right there, that golf course. Anyways, alright, let's go head over to the tour before they shut us down. I think 5:15 is the last one, so we better get our butt over there. Yeah. We can hope, though. We can dream, I guess, right? This is our Parisian Courtyard exit. Man, I always love the sounds of the Parisian. For a sec, just so you guys can see what probably everyone has shown you already, is that the walls are up here and there is a tent behind it. So that's our big update. We got a tent and some walls. All right, let's head over to the tour. So just so you know, tonight, wow, it's loud over here. Tonight there will be no Fan Fest tonight. It starts tomorrow and goes through Sunday. Such a good time at Fan Fest. I was here Friday night for opening night, and on Sunday night we also came by. The crowds on Sunday were significantly lighter than Friday. So if you were thinking about going, I'd consider going on a Sunday, crowd-wise. But one thing to consider, especially if you're coming this week, check the weather report. I heard it's supposed to rain. It may be overnight, I think what I heard, but you know, I wouldn't want anyone to come down to the park and then be like, oh, it's raining this night, ruins your night or whatever. But I need to check it myself, to be honest, see what the weather's going to be like the next couple days, because I'm coming back too. Just not exactly sure what night. As they say in the baseball world, it's TBD, to be decided. Or TBA. I don't know. I forget. I really need to get back into baseball. The old crusty land, something we might not see for too much longer. Yeah, I can imagine that when those cars, well, we say trains, but when the ride cars come in from that coaster, it's going to be noisy. Start sounding like Knott's Berry Farm or Six Flags, you know. Alright, I'm gonna need a water. It's gonna be a long fun ride.
Oh yeah, that's fun though. That's fun too. Back in the bag. 17, back in the bag. I want a Cinnabon.
Oh, 3 minutes? Maybe I better go. We'll get a water on the way back. I should have came prepared. May I ask him? Hey, when's the last tram?
It's gonna be at 5:30.
5:30?
You're down here, don't worry.
Okay, cool. All right, we got time. Last tram is at 5:30.
Warm. There might be cold ones there. We gotta wait. Here we're going right now. Okay. Okay. We'll see you guys up there. Y'all taking those up there? One.
2 waters. I might have to use the bathroom. Have to pull that cable. Hey, I gotta go. Yeah, I forgot to bring it, but I got this cup for water for theme parks now. So like when you're done with it, it collapses into like this little like disc. It's like rubber, and then it collapses down. It's like kind of like those bendy straw kind of deal. So it kind of collapses like a bendy straw, but it collapses like to like maybe an inch tall at the most. So next time I'll just go fill that thing up. If I remember to bring it anyways. Yeah, man. It's like we're on the back nine in what was it, Caddyshack. And Chevy Chase go in the bushes or something. Well, there is a golf course, you know. Hi, you got a water? Card. Oh, thank you. Have a good day. Oops, this way. All right.
She had a what? She had a picture.
All right, we're set. Let's get on. Not too many people here. You need a bucket? They had these Minion buckets, man. It was super cool. It was like a minion in like a banana suit. I wanted to see what it did. I have to look it up. But it was like a minion with like a banana with the top stem of the banana sticking off of his head. It's hilarious. I don't know what it did though. Maybe it just said banana. Banana, banana.
Everybody standing up here on the boat line. A huge favor and look down at your feet. Make sure everybody in your party is stepping on your own individual star. If you have a star on the floor, then you have a seat on board the next tram. Parents, for your safety and the safety of your children, remain behind that red line at all times. You are not waiting for the tram, you're waiting
Right,
for those
glasses.
team members in bright
Thank you,
blue
sir.
shirts to let you know when it is safe to board.
We'll go in the
Once
back.
again, if I am forced to wear this bright blue shirt, look for us to let you know when it is safe to board the tram.
Oops, excuse me.
Yeah, we didn't need it outside to the Harry Potter. There's a pretty recognizable thing from about Harry Potter. I guess there's a Jurassic. Also, lived an alpha. Dark. We'll do it on the way in.
Ahora sí, están parados aquí enfrente, miren hacia sus pies. Cada persona en su grupo está individualmente pisando una estrella en el piso para que representa un asiento en el próximo tranvía. Ajusten esta línea roja que si un miembro de nuestro
Here comes a tram. I don't think we're taking this one though. We'll probably be the next one.
Ajusten esta línea roja para que el miembro de nuestro equipo le diga que pueda abordar.
There comes our tram. That's ours right there, probably. They're unloading, and then we'll load. Gonna have front row for Jaws. Dun-dun, dun-dun.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome aboard the world famous video tour here at Universal Studios Hollywood. How we feeling today, everybody? Yay! All right, got some smiles, got some thumbs up. I love to see it. All right, we're going to be on our way in just a moment. But first, we're sure to have to pair those 3D glasses. You do not have 3D glasses. Raise your hands, get the attention of one of our employees. We'll try to get those glasses out to you before we leave today. Also, very important, if you have any small children with you whose feet do not touch the ground, please make sure they're seated away from those outside gates for their safety. Take a second, rearrange your party before we get going if you need it. And lastly, since we're still getting a few more people on board, if your gates are still open, please just make sure you fill in all the seats towards the right hand side so you can get as many friends on board with us as possible. We're going to hit the road in just a moment, so let me introduce myself. My name is Emily, and I'm going to be your tour guide today. Everyone say hi, Emily. Hi, Emily. Hello.
I feel like I'm the last one, man. Maybe I'll get one all by myself.
As soon as they give Sean that thumbs up, we're going to be on our way exploring 400 acres of our real working film and television studio space, working on shows like Reba McEntire's Happy's Place. We also have The Voice, the long-running music competition, Ted with voice talents of Seth MacFarlane, and so much more. I can't wait to show you. But in the meantime, just sit back, relax, eat some snaps. It's almost showtime. we got
might
the
keep
thumbs
the
up
last
here.
door
All
closed.
right, you guys ready?
Third one.
Oh, we're gonna close this one.
Yeah.
All right, let's make bye to everyone out
Okay.
there. Bye. This is your shot.
Ah, shoot. Wanted to be in that back row. Go over here. Shit.
Anywhere you like, make sure that you guys are on the star.
We got booted from the last car, man. I don't know if I've done the first car. Kind of like the back car because you can kind of like hang it off the back and look where you've been without any obstruction. So. Especially like when Norman's coming by, you can kind of catch him in the back. You can wave to him. You're like, "See ya, Norman, I love you." Oh, she thinks I'm waving to her. I am waving to her. Cast members doing a great job. Comes a herd of people. I heart Normie. Give your mother a hug. For me. Yeah, I wonder what Norman does for his mother on Mother's Day. That's coming up, so for all the mothers out there, happy early Mother's Day. But yeah, wonder what Norman does do for his mom on Mother's Day. Let's see if they leave that back car open. She lets people on and be like, "Hey, what the heck?" Oh, she's shooing them away.
Hi, friend. Travis and Rochi, please make sure that we are behind that red line.
We are behind the line. We are not in the red zone. Dude, Manny, that's awesome. Sure, you guys will have a great time. Wait, Mother's Day? What day is Mother's Day? Is it like it's not this coming weekend, is it the next? It's not like the 18th or anything, I hope, because it's going to be crazy. All right, maybe that's cool, because we'll have all the new stuff, all the new tricks. They're on. I want this one right here. Studio tour. Oh, it's the 11th. Okay.
Hello everyone. Welcome aboard the world famous Universal Studios tour. Hi everyone, my name is Cassie. I'm going to be your studio tour guide with you this afternoon. Now we will be heading out momentarily, but while you're still here, please do fill in all the way over to the right hand side, fill in all of those available seats. If you have any young kids with you today whose feet don't quite reach the floor, now's a great time to move them out of the edge seats and towards the center of the row for their safety. Also, please take a moment to make sure that you and everyone else in your party has a pair of those 3D glasses. You will be needing those for one attraction on our tour this afternoon, King Kong 360 3D. If you do want that to be in 3D, make sure you have those glasses. If you do not have a pair of 3D glasses and you are already on board the trail, please raise your hand high, give us a wave, let us know you need a pair of those glasses before we head out. Once again, hello everyone, my name is Cassie. If you are just joining us, hello, welcome aboard. Climb on, slide in all the way over to the right hand side, fill in all of those available seats. We want to get as many people on board as we can. Make sure that you and your whole party has a pair of 3D glasses. You will need those for King Kong 360 3D. Also, if there are young kids in the edge seats, please move them towards the center of the row for their safety. We are going to experience some rough movement out there, and it is for their safety that they are in the center.
It's like perfect weather, man. I like it a little cool. It's like if I'm going to Horror Nights, this is the kind of weather I want.
I'm proud to announce that Universal Studios Hollywood is converting the world-famous studio tour trams to become electric vehicles. As these trams roll out, guests will be experiencing all the movie-making action propelled by the latest energy-efficient technology. Now, this is just one example of NBC Universal's and Comcast's commitment to becoming carbon neutral by 2035, helping us all take another step toward reducing our carbon footprint. So, welcome aboard for an awesome experience that's also awesome for the environment.
How am I supposed to put this over my butt?
Should be off any second now. We're just trying to fill all the available space. I bet if we waited, we could have gotten that back row, but oh well. I should have.
Welcome aboard.
Should have stood back
Everyone
there.
just joining us now here on the tour. Hi everyone, my name is Cassie. I'm going to be your tour guide. We will be getting going momentarily. When we do, we're going to head out to explore our over 400-acre movie studio. You can get a bit of a glimpse of it over there on your right-hand side, just beyond the fence line. Over 400 acres out there, 110 years of movie history to cover. We'll head out there and get started momentarily. Until we do, remain seated. Enjoy your snacks and your beverages.
Yeah, we could use some snacks and beverages. Well, I did get a water, so it'd be cool if right here they just had like someone come down this little aisle here, hand you a drink, some popcorn, churro maybe, some ice cream.
those of you just joining us here for the tour, hop on board, slide in all the way over to that right-hand side, fill in all of those available seats. If you have any young kids whose feet don't reach the floor, please place them towards the center of the row for their safety. And make sure that you have those 3D glasses. If you did not pick up a pair of 3D glasses before you got on board, please raise your hand high, keep it raised. Let us know you need those glasses. We'll get them over to you before we take off.
Yeah, Manny, I remember that too. Back when they had the break, they'd drop you off, you could use a bathroom, get a snack, and buy some souvenirs. If I'm not mistaken, they had like the A-Team van there and you could pick that thing up. I remember those days.
I've been on that tour so many times since I was a kid, and I just love every time.
The first time I ever went on Universal Lot, we did the tour.
I grew up in Los Angeles, and that was like the place to go and see Jaws.
I got my introduction to Universal Studios through the tour, and then to be in the movies and seeing the trams drive by, it's very overwhelming.
One of the coolest things actually about shooting for Universal is sometimes you get to shoot on the lot, and then you look over and it's like there's Jaws, flash flood, and all those trams are riding around. It's the coolest thing ever.
1979. Back then, the tram drivers were kind of a little reckless, a little crazy. There was no restriction on cars going anywhere. We used to
Look at
drive all
that.
over.
What the heck?
With them back and forth.
I have so many amazing memories of the lot when we were shooting Back to the Future.
Being here brings me back in time, I'll tell you that.
The tram would come through, the tourists would see Michael J. Fox, and they're taking their camera, snap, snap, snap. So one day, Michael J. Fox had his own camera, and every time the tourists came through snapping their pictures, he ran out and he started taking pictures of them.
That's cool. That was Bob Gale. We saw Bob Gale on Friday here at FanFest.
I'm not big.
He's taking pictures with Einie in the DeLorean.
Alrighty, folks, we have officially been given the go-ahead. We are going to head on out there into the movie
Finally.
studio. One more time, my name is Cassie. I'm going to be your studio tour guide within the next 45 minutes to an hour. But I am not the most important person on board. No, that belongs to our incredible driver, Eris. Give it up for Eris, everybody. We are very lucky to have Eris because we've got over 400 acres to tour. That would be too much walking. So instead, sit back, relax. We're going to take you through, tell you about 110 years of movie history. But that's a lot to cover. I can't do it by myself. So let me introduce you to my co-host. You may recognize him as the host of The Tonight Show on NBC. It's Mr. Jimmy Fallon.
Oh, hey there. You made it. Welcome to the Universal Studio Tour. I'm Jimmy Fallon. I'll be making sure that you get through this experience in one piece. You've got the very best guide.
Cassie.
And the greatest driver.
Eris.
They're the best. I love them. Even though
Cassie.
owes me $5. I know you guys are excited to get on the tour, but first, a few safety rules.
That is right, Jimmy. We do have a few safety rules to cover. First, if you need guest assistance or have a medical emergency, if you drop something of value off the side of the tram, or if you have any sound or video issues, reach up and grab the red emergency cord that runs along the center of the ceiling of the tram, and I'll be back to assist you as soon as it is safe to do so. Otherwise, during the entire tour, please remain seated. Keep your arms and legs inside the vehicle at all times. The studio is private property, and if at any time during the tour you drop your phone or just can't wait to use the restroom, pull the cord and remain seated. Please no smoking of any kind during the tour. Be prepared. Our tour today features loud noises, fire effects, and many water effects, so you may get wet. There are also sudden tram movements during the tour, so secure your personal belongings and hold on. Finally, for your safety and for those around you, please do not use selfie sticks while you are on board the tour. All right, folks, with all that information out of the way, we have officially left our theme park behind and are making our way out into our working movie studio. Universal Studios Hollywood got its start right here in the San Fernando Valley on March 15th, 1915. That means this past March we did turn 110 years old. Now, our founder, Carl Laemmle, he had the dream of creating the strangest city in the world, and boy, let me tell you, he succeeded. We are Universal City. Now, take a look over here on your right-hand side. That's Fire Station 51. That is our real working fire station that serves Universal City day in, day out.
We also have our own sheriff station, our own medical services, our own zip code, a Sephora, a Hot Topic, a Starbucks, a Coffee Bean, everything you need to be a real city. We've got it. The only thing that we don't have is to filmmaking. Now speaking of, we're about to enter the front lot. The front lot is the first portion of that 400 acres where we house the majority of our pre- and post-production facilities and 36 sound stages, like the one over here on your left-hand side. This is Soundstage 12, our largest and most historic. It used to be the home of The Voice. They filmed their first few seasons in there. But not just The Voice.
Jurassic.
Also Frankenstein's Lab. Dracula's Castle. Scarface's Mansion. The Back to the Future Clock Tower, the Jurassic Park Visitor Center, even portions of Whoville. And check this out, we even built a whole pool in there for this scene from Couples Retreat. Now that is what a soundstage looks like when it is completely empty. They're essentially just big blank canvases upon which filmmakers can create anything from their wildest dreams
that
or
new
even their
tent
worst
for
nightmares,
Horror
as
Nights
they are soundproof.
in Jurassic Overflow.
But take a look over here on your left-hand side. Some of these sound stages do have their elephant doors open. That's what we call the big bay doors on the front side, so make sure you take a peek. These two sound stages here, numbers 8 and 7, are currently home to season 4 of Bel-Air. That's the dramatic reboot of The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Stars Jabari Banks and Ali Sholatin. You can check it out. It's the Soundstage 7 for horror fans. You didn't hear the screams of Marion Crane from Psycho right there. Yeah, so the iconic shower scene from Psycho did film inside Soundstage 7. But now take a look over here on your left-hand side. Soundstage 14, another one of our largest. We filmed a couple scenes from Jurassic Park in there. If you remember the one where the all over Lex, it was filmed right there inside that stage. But then look just to the left of that stage. So we have this scene here with Dr. Ian Malcolm. He's in the mobile lab unit being pushed by a T-Rex over the edge of a cliff on the island, right? Wrong. It's actually not a cliff. It's the parking structure. We took the mobile lab unit, which was made entirely of plywood, up to the top level, dangled it over the edge, used some CGI and special effects, and you get the scene you see here. On your screen.
Her coming back again.
Coming up on the right-hand side, Soundstage 9 by that stage. Ted Danson's also been in Stage 19 for both Mr. Mayor and A Man on the Inside, streaming on Netflix. But over on your left-hand side, it's not Ted Danson, it's Ted Drinkin'. It's Ted the Teddy Bear there from the Ted films and the Ted prequel series, also streaming on Peacock. But now, I want to have you take a look on your left-hand side there at these little buildings. So these little beige bungalows are our production bungalows. And this is where much of the pre-production process happens. That's anything that has to happen before you can actually get in front of the camera and start filming. Anything from scheduling, casting, budgeting, or even just writing your scripts. We've had some pretty high-profile production companies in here over the years. Monkey Paw Productions, Jordan Peele's company that brought you Nope, Us, and Get Out. Seven Bucks Productions, Dwayne The Rock Johnson's company that brought you The Young Rock. Two of these parking spaces here are for Kevin Williamson, the creator of the Scream franchise, and Justin Spitzer, the man behind Superstore. Supposedly, we're going to see Scream 7 from Kevin Williamson. Maybe seeing Neve Campbell return to the role of Sidney Prescott. Could be really cool. Also on the left, you'll see a white MP sign by a Wicked balloon. That's Mark Platt Productions. They brought you the Broadway musical Wicked and won an Oscar for the movie musical Wicked. And this year, this November, we'll see Wicked for Good. So they're doing a lot of work inside that building there. Also on the left, Bungalow 5195. That was the bungalow that belonged to Alfred Hitchcock when he was here on the lot doing his Alfred Hitchcock Presents TV series, where he worked on films like Vertigo, Psycho, The Birds, and my personal favorite, Rear Window. It's now home to the De Laurentiis company that brought you Hannibal to the big screen and the small screen. Also on your left-hand side, behind these offices, are 2 more of our sound stages. Stage 25 is home to Lopez vs. Lopez, the show by George Lopez and his real-life daughter, Mayan Lopez. And stage 26 is home to St. Dennis Medical. It's a mockumentary-style comedy series filmed similarly to The Office or Superstore. If you're fans of either of those shows, I highly recommend checking it out. It is also streaming on Peacock. Now, St. Dennis Medical is set inside of an underfunded Oregon hospital. And anytime you're inside, you're just on the other side of that wall right there on your left. But anytime you're outside the hospital, if you see an ambulance, pull up to the ambulance bay, they're just across the street on your right. These are our metropolitan sets made to look like any major metropolitan city in the world. And right here with the red brick facade, that is St. Dennis Medical. That is their hospital. Across the street from them, the brownstone apartments you may recognize from Home Alone 2, Lost in New York, where Kevin McAllister threw bricks down at the Wet Bandits, or from Bruce Almighty with Jim Carrey.
Inside bad, outside good. Inside bad, outside good. Oh, you're done now. Great. B-E-A-U.
Now this area is our Courthouse Square, so named as it was the courthouse in To Kill a Mockingbird starring Gregory Peck. But this area, as you can tell, is also Hill Valley from Back to the Future.
It was actually the back lot of the Courthouse Square that inspired the entire climax to Back to the Future.
I had scenes up there in the clock tower on that ledge. There was a ledge about that wide. And I was standing inside looking at the ledge, and I already had vertigo. I just thought there's no way in the world, no way I'm going to stand on that. I was up there for quite a while. Of course, I had a cable.
Now, our Hill Valley is all dressed up as 1955 Hill Valley for our Universal Fan Fest nights, events running during the weekends until May 18th, where you actually have the opportunity to come in and wander around Hill Valley as we reenact the events of the film, which is really cool. If you're interested, check it out on the Universal website. But for now, take a look on your right and left-hand sides here. We're passing across New York Street, the longest continuous set that runs the full length of our Metro sets here. Made to look like any major metropolitan city in the world, but namely New York, hence the name. But it's been used in many major blockbusters over the years. If you've seen Spider-Man 2 with Tobey Maguire or The Amazing Spider-Man with Andrew Garfield, they both used that street out there. Captain America, the First Avenger. There's a scene where a Hydra agent blows up the lab and he winds up leaping from taxi cabs, chasing him down the streets. So cool. It was also on our New York Street. But this set right here on your right-hand side with the pink flowers, the orange bricks, that can be spotted. And a man on the inside with Ted Danson on Netflix. He plays a private investigator undercover in a retirement community, and that is one of the exteriors of the retirement community. Also, take a look at the buildings around us here. It looks like they're all made out of these heavy-duty materials such as brick or stone, but they're actually just facades, false fronts. Oftentimes in movies and TV shows, we're only going to build what the camera has to see, just the front sides of the buildings. And these walls here are actually just made out of wood with some chicken wire and plaster over top, molded to look like brick or stone. So we're going to head out of this false concrete jungle and over to the actual jungles of Skull Island.
It's the original King Kong that made me want to direct movies. I saw that movie on TV when I was about 8 or 9 years old, and I wanted to become a filmmaker. I like films that just take you away from your real life and sweep you up an adventure. Kong literally does that. I mean, you're on board the ship, you're sailing to a lost island, you're encountering monsters.
Who remembers the bridge?
Creatures from, prehistoric times. So I was thrilled when Universal invited me back to Skull Island, and it's great to have you along for the ride. Now, we have created this 3D immersive experience, so you're going to have your glasses ready. Don't put them on yet, but just have them in your hand because we're about to return to Skull Island.
That is right, folks. We are about to return to Skull Island. Now, this is bumpy territory, so please remember to remain seated at all times. Keep your arms and legs inside the vehicle and hold on tightly to all of your belongings.
just made it,
My
man.
goodness, we made it. Congratulations, everyone. You survived your expedition to Skull Island.
Kong
Inside
saved us
King
again.
Kong 360 3D. What did you think, guys? Did you like it? Good. I'm glad. It was really expensive.
I don't know
That
about.
is, in fact, the world's second largest 3D experience. Second largest in the entire world.
I don't know about that back
The screens
car.
in there stand about
Glad we
40
weren't back
feet
there
tall
now.
and 180 feet long. And it was brought to you by the incredible duo of director Peter Jackson and the team at Weta Effects.
Yeah,
formerly
man, that
known as
collapsing
Weta Digital.
bridge.
They're a
Wow.
New Zealand-based digital effects company. And
Back
they're
then, that was
masters
like
of the
one of the
craft in
biggest,
CGI, computer-generated imagery. In fact, they have now won over 8 Academy Awards
entertainment
for their
things
work
for the studio
in
tour, you
CGI
know?
and special effects.
It's like that, the train.
The audience is
when the parting of the Red Sea,
directions. There's creatures coming
and the avalanche tunnel,
from the other side. Working on a movie, we always know where.
and then like eventually they put in Battlestar Galactica, but then that didn't last too long. I mean, sadly they replaced that, or did away with it. They didn't even replace it.
No cuts because it's one giant shot, and this tram that's driving along through Skull Island is where the camera's from. This ring represents where the screen is 10 meters away.
This is the back of the Metro sets. When I came here one year, I think it was 2015, they had From Dusk Till Dawn back here. One of the HHN houses from Dusk Till Dawn was back here. It was cool.
Now we're just passing along the backside of our Metropolitan sets here. Another great example of a facade here on our left, this large wall. From this side, it is the back, so there's nothing special to it. But on the other side, it's painted to look like a row of apartments, just to give the illusion that our Metro sets do continue farther than they do. But now take a look on your right-hand side. We're going to pass by this mural, an incredible homage to our classic Universal monsters, painted by local artist Tristan Eaton. He did this entirely free-handed with cans of spray paint. A really, really incredible piece of work. But then back on your left-hand side, passing by sound stages 30 and 31, this is the current home to The Voice. So they still film here on our lot, just moved locations to this soundstage here. Now they are currently bringing us season 27 of The Voice. Take a look.
Oh, hey there, Studio Tour. I'm Kelsey Ballerini.
And I'm John Legend. Did you know that the Universal Backlot is home to The Voice?
It is, that's right. We tape right here on stage 31. And don't miss our incredible new season every Monday and Tuesday on NBC.
Yeah.
Everyone's talking about the new voice coaches, even the new voice coaches.
You see that gorgeous
Oh
face?
man, Danny, if they had Backdraft again, that would be cool. I love Backdraft.
So that's how it's going to be. The Voice, Monday and Tuesday on NBC and Peacock.
Now, also on your
Except that it
left-hand
was so
side,
hot.
in front of the sound stages, we have this small body of water over here, a little pond, but we actually call it the Hollywood Ocean. Now, the reason we call a pond an ocean is because it has been used as the ocean in both McHale's Navy and Gilligan's Island. If you watched either of those shows, that's the water you were looking at the whole time. It was also the Amazon River Basin for the creature from the Black Lagoon. Now, the creature from the Black Lagoon is one of our original Universal monsters. We are the home of the monster movie. We originated them with films like Frankenstein with Boris Karloff, Dracula, Bela Lugosi, The Wolfman, The Invisible Man, The Creature from the Black Lagoon, even to the original Hunchback of Notre Dame in 1923. And they all got their start right here in the second oldest sets on our lot, Little Europe. Now, we call these sets Little Europe because they're built in a sort of broadly European design, so they could be used as any European city in the world. They've been used as both Paris and Berlin for our first Best Picture winner, All Quiet on the Western Front. They were both Paris in The Pink Panther with Steve Martin and Rome in Angels and Demons with Tom Hanks. But they can also be anywhere outside our world as well, like the afterlife for The Good Place. All 4 seasons of The Good Place did film here as well. That is the yogurt shop there on your left. But these sets here have also been Cairo, Wales, Transylvania, and Bavaria, and many of our original monster movies. As we reach the top of the hill, take a look on your right-hand side. We're going to pass by this square here, which we call the Court of Miracles, named after the Court of Miracles outside the Notre Dame Cathedral, as this is where we filmed a portion of the original Hunchback. That's where Quasimodo was chained to the streets of Paris for the Fool's Day Parade. Now, this area is also where Dracula has stalked his victims in the night, and where Frankenstein's monster was chased by a mob of angry villagers.
What is it now? The monster. He's in the woods. Get out the bloodhounds. Raise all the men you can, lock the women indoors, and wait for me. Are you ready? Go! Take your torches and go!
All right, folks, now we actually have the opportunity to go inside one of our sound stages today, Soundstage 50. Now, this stage is a permanent subway station set. We don't change it between productions. And since it's a subway, there are tracks we can use to drive through and take a look. Now, since this is a real soundstage, please remember, remain seated, keep your arms and legs inside, hold on tightly to your belongings. There is a production that we'll be filming in here starting tomorrow, so we do want to keep the set pristine for them. Now, what's coming in here tomorrow, that is under an NDA, a non-disclosure agreement, so I can't tell you too much about it, but you can see they've started setting up their equipment. That way they can immediately begin filming tomorrow morning. Hold on tight, folks. Looks like we're getting a little tremor. We get these in LA all the time. Okay, not a little one. Remain seated. Hold on tight, folks. This could be big. Alright, so it's not really an NDA operating inside that soundstage. That is Earthquake, the big one, a simulated
so cool.
8.3 earthquake on the Richter scale.
Hey there, Robert. How's it going?
Los Angeles, basically the
Hope you're having a good day. We just had a little earthquake.
It's still a real sound stage. They have used it in several films and TV series. A couple examples: Beverly Hills Cop 3 with Eddie Murphy. They utilized the entire attraction. As well as an episode of Bones, starring David Boreanaz, Bones on the Blue Line, where they feature a tidal wave coming in to a subway station. But now, folks, that was a lot to put you through, I know. So I think it's time we just relax a little. How about we head over to the beach of Amity Island? Now, I know Amity has a reputation, so remember, remain seated, keep your arms and legs inside the vehicle. But then, breathe a sigh of relief, because look out on your right, we caught the great white shark. So it's totally safe to come visit. In fact, Eris is going to pop on the Beach Boys, and we're going to chill and relax and have some fun here on the beach. It's going to be such a great time. Oh, I'm so excited to relax a little in the... Wait, Eris, that's not the Beach Boys. That's John Williams. Why are we playing John Williams? That's such a scary scene. Oh, That's why. It looks like we have another shark, folks. Oh, that's not good. Our police diver George is in the water right now. Hey, George? George, can you hear me? George! Oh, man, he had such guts to fight those sharks. Oh, there they are. That's not good. Oh, boy. Well, not to worry, folks. We are going to be just fine. We're going to pull forward and hide out behind the pier. We put a barrel of bait out in the water. I'm sure the shark will take that. Leave us alone. Oh, the shark takes it. Oh, he took the whole pier too, and there goes the gas.
It's gonna get hot here. Oh no.
Well, we got onto a hot set today. I wonder where the star is. Oh no, look out, it's Jaws! Well, folks, please allow me to introduce you to Bruce the Mechanical Shark, named and modeled after Bruce the Mechanical Shark used in the filming of Steven Spielberg's Jaws.
The Jaws ride was almost the inevitable result of the size of the box office when Jaws first opened in June of 1975. And that was really the first time I ever got involved in the creation of a ride. It was a great honor to be invited into a creative circle of tremendous designers at Universal that were trying to figure out how to replicate what the movie had done to audiences in a real way by building a physical shark that would come out of the water and terrify tourists as they were sitting in the tram. And the most amazing thing about the Jaws ride is it is exactly as it was from the time it was first placed on the Universal lot.
And it was first placed here in 1976, just 1 year after Jaws released in theaters. But now I'm going to take us all the way back to 1968, to the very first attraction we ever debuted on our studio tour, our weather demonstration. Now, we brought the film industry to Southern California for more predictable weather. But what happens if we actually need a storm? Well, we just make it ourselves. By the press of a button, we have thunder from speaker systems, lightning from strobe lights, and if I press this button right here, I can even make it rain. Now, the rain is brought to you through a highly technical, state-of-the-art system. It's called a sprinkler on a pole. And it shoots the water up into the air and it falls naturally back down to the ground through gravity, just like real rain, just how we do it in the movies. But the best part is we have complete control. So the second our director yells, cut, all I have to do is press this button again and the rain will stop. I press the button again and the rain will stop. Press the button again, the button's not working. Why is the button not working? Oh no, oh that was the wrong button. Look out! Now that is our flash flood, the result of thousands of gallons of recycled water being propelled downhill. You can see it in action in the film Big Fat Liar with Paul Giamatti, Frankie Muniz, and Amanda Bynes.
You can't run the wall, kid! Yeah, well, you got that.
Now those floodwaters are going to carry us all the way through our old Mexico sets and across the border into the Old West. Welcome everyone to 6 Points. You may recognize our Old Western sets from the 9th film by director Quentin Tarantino, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, starring Academy Award winners Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio. About 40 minutes of that entire feature film took place right here on this one street. You may also recognize it from Call of the Wild with Harrison Ford. This was an old Alaskan mining town. Or Saving Mr. Banks, the Disney film about the creation of Mary Poppins. She has several flashbacks through the film of her life in old Australia. This was old Australia. Or maybe you can go all the way back to our classic westerns. You see, these are the oldest sets here on our lot. The very first ones we ever debuted back in 1915 when we first opened up and allowed folks to come in and watch filming happen live in person. Back then, Westerns were our bread and butter. We would churn these movies out. In fact, in just one calendar year, we could release over 100 feature-length Western films. Now, that being said, in 1915, a feature-length film was about 15 minutes, so it was a little easier. But now, folks, as we mosey on out of the Old West, I will let you know we have reached the halfway mark of our tour. So I'd like to remind everyone to remain seated at all times, keep your arms and legs inside the vehicle, hold on tightly to your belongings. If you should have an emergency, reach up and pull the red emergency cord above your heads, and I'll be back to assist you as soon as it is safe to do so. But now, speaking of safety, our Western sets here are actually made with safety in mind. Because everyone knows when you're watching a Western movie, when the cowboy walks into the saloon for the first time, there's gonna be a bar fight. And when our stunt actors are doing their thing out here, we want them to be safe. So a lot of these sets here, if it looks like it's made of brick, this time it actually might be made of foam rubber. That way they can bounce off the walls. Or if they get tossed through a window, it'll be made of candy glass. We call it candy glass because it's essentially made of candy. If you've ever eaten rock candy, pretty much the same thing. We just don't color and flavor it.
Mine hit the ground first. Mine was taller.
Now we are going to pass by our Amity Island here once again. This is not where Jaws was filmed, however. They filmed out in location in Martha's Vineyard. But as we pass by, keep an eye on your right-hand side. Pay particular attention to the boathouse. It says Cabot Cove. That is Cabot Cove, Maine, for all the seasons of Murder, She Wrote, starring the late great Angela Lansbury. They filmed every season right out there on those very sets. And as we turn the corner, take a look on your left-hand side. We're passing by Elm Street. No relation to the Nightmare on Elm Street, though. Just called Elm Street. The scariest thing to film down there was Garfield, A Tale of Two Kitties. But the yellow house with the green roof there, that's Boo Radley's house from To Kill a Mockingbird, starring Gregory Peck. Down there, we also have Paxton Hall Yoshida's house from Netflix's Never Have I Ever, Will Smith's house from Hancock, and of course, Garfield's house. Across the street from them, this White House on the Hill, that's Miss Dolly Parton's house from The Best Little Whorehouse in Texas, starring Dolly Parton and Burt Reynolds. But then take a look again on your left. We're going to pass by the entrance to Colonial Street, most famously recognized as Wisteria Lane from The Desperate Housewives. It's currently a closed set because they are filming down there for a new TV series coming to Peacock starring Keke Palmer called The Burbs. If you've ever seen The Burbs movie with Tom Hanks and Carrie Fisher, they're doing a remake starring Keke Palmer, and they're using the exact same sets from the movie, which is really cool. But now as we head up Spielberg Drive, I'm going to pass it over to the director once again to tell you how he got his start with Universal.
My entire career began with my relationship with Universal Studios just as a high school kid on a tour bus. Remember, in those days, there weren't trams, there were buses called the Gray Line Tour Bus. And I was so excited and thrilled to be on the lot. This was my first time ever on a movie studio lot. And during a bathroom break, I hid in the bathroom, and when everybody left to get back on the bus, I waited another 15 minutes until I'm sure the bus left, and then I had the entire lot to myself that day. And in those days, movie lots were so crowded because all movies were made on film lots. Today they're made all over the world, on locations, but most of it was focused in those days, in the 60s, on the film lots.
Now take a look on your right and left-hand sides through here. We're passing by several of our Universal picture cars. That's what we call any of the cars you're going to see up on the big screen in film and television, a picture car. On your left-hand side, we've got vehicles from Jurassic World, Jurassic Park, the Flintstones, the Fast and the Furious, and Transformers. To your right, vehicles from Magnum P.I., American Graffiti, Back to the Future Part 2. Oh, brother, where art thou? Nope. And The Mummy Returns. But now all those vehicles are parked out back by these accommodations tonight. Look no further than the Bates are to die for. The owner, Norman Bates, a bit of a peculiar guy, but I like him. Thought he was my type, but he's a mama's boy.
We all go a little mad sometimes.
Now look from your screens to the left, and the house has become real. This is the oldest original set still standing here in the back lot, created back in 1959 for the very first Psycho film. But now, as we pass into the backyard, welcome to a disaster. The crash site of a Boeing 747 aircraft from Steven Spielberg's War of the Worlds.
The airplane crash site set is a perfect example of a set that is all designed around the vision of Steven.
And he said, yeah, we sit down to talk about War of the World. And I thought, what if the 747 goes down the right in a big neighborhood? Because it's just something you don't see.
What are you doing? Good. You do good. Keep pressing me. That's me. Now listen, I want you to close your eyes, okay? Now I'm closed. Robbie, get in. Get in.
Set here was just over $250,000, but it was only used in that one scene you saw, roughly 4 minutes of screen time. But now, from one alien encounter to the next, we're visiting the sets of Jupiter's Claim from Jordan Peele's alien thriller, Nope.
Movie magic only happens when a team of collaborators, often in the hundreds, work together to take an impossible notion and bring it to life. This is Jupiter's Claim, a nostalgic, small-time Southern California amusement park owned by former child star Ricky Juke Park. Over there, look into the winking well and have your picture taken just like the kids in that old 90s movie Kid Share. That's what this whole place is loosely based on. Remember that one? No? Why then? A little further down, you can see the brand new Star Lasso experience. Built to showcase an unbelievable new live show. Well, it's not looking so live anymore. Anyway, behind this Hollywood fantasy of a gold rush frontier town lies a sinister secret. It is smack dab in the center of the UFO hotspot. Welcome to the world of No.
Oh man, are you guys hearing those sounds? I wonder what's happening out there. I wonder if anything's gonna jump out at us. What is it? What's gonna happen? Well, the truth is, nothing. You take the sound away, it's not that scary, right? You bring the sound back in. It's kind of spooky, right? So that's an example of what makes Nope a masterclass in the use of sound design and sound effects. You see, throughout the film, it's not until roughly the last 15 minutes that you actually lay eyes on an alien. Until then, Jordan Peele relies entirely on the use of sound to build that suspense and tension and bring you to the edge of your seats and make you wonder what's going to happen. If you haven't yet seen it, I highly recommend checking it out. It's currently streaming on Amazon Prime Video. At this big concrete basin, we call this Falls Lake because we can fill it with up to 2.7 million gallons of water and turn it into a lake. Behind it, we have the largest freestanding blue screen in the world. Blue screen, green screen, same thing, just depends what you're filming in front of it, what color you use. Take a look on your screens for a couple examples of what's been filmed in our Falls Lake. Tom Hanks crash landed here in a body of water, and then he did it again. In And Jim Carrey was also out there for the end of the Truman Show when he walks through the fluffy white clouded sky. That was out there on the blue wall. But now, folks, I know you're not just here to learn about the movies. You want to get into the movies, on the rides, in the theme park. So we're going to get you back over there shortly. I'd like to thank y'all for joining me on the tour this evening. It's been a pleasure having you on board. Also, I'd like to thank our annual pass holders. Thanks for coming back and seeing us again. If you're not yet an annual pass holder, you can always stop by the Universal box office to find out how to upgrade so you too can come back and visit us again and again. Also, if you haven't yet, make sure you download the Universal Studios Hollywood app for all the relevant information you need for a day in the theme park. For wait times for rides, show times for shows, mobile food ordering, and information on upcoming events to the theme park. Speaking of upcoming events, we do have those Universal Fan Fest nights happening on the weekends until May 18th. Make sure you visit universalstudioshollywood.com for all the information on that. Well, once again, on behalf of myself, Cassie, I've been your tour guide, our driver, Eris, and all of us here at Universal Studios Hollywood. Thank you for taking the tour. I hope you've enjoyed your behind-the-scenes look at Hollywood's largest, busiest, and oldest movie studio, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your night here at Universal Studios Hollywood. All right, folks, it's time. We've returned back to the theme park. That does mean our tour has come to its official end. As we say here in the movies, that's a wrap. Watch your arms and legs, watch your step, take all your belongings. Have a great rest of your night.
That was cool, man. We got the earthquake with both water areas working. I know last time I was here they both weren't working, so that was pretty cool. Let's take a look over here. Hey Jeffrey, how's it going? Thank you very much. I think we were just fortunate to be against the first seat on the side there, so we were able to get some pretty good shots. But I appreciate your compliment. Thank you very much. This is for Back to the Future Fan Fest. When you get off the tram coming back, you can take a picture here with Doc. I got to take one here last Sunday night here, so that was pretty cool. See those two cables on the whatever those mountain lions, I guess, jaguars. You get to put those together with a buddy of yours, like you're connecting the cable so that the DeLorean can go back in time and the electricity can go through. And then they got the pole over, or no, that's just a lighting rig. I was gonna say they have a pole over here for where it's supposed to go to, but no, it's just they have Doc out here. Doc comes out here and you can take the picture with him and then put the cables together, or you can stare at your watch with Doc, like, you know, Back to the Future, back in time. So anyways, if you come to Fan Fest, definitely do that photo op. Super cool. And there's our trams. We're going to wave goodbye to our trams. Goodbye, trams. Lakers out. Okay. I don't know what that means. Lakers are they winning? They're losing, I guess. I haven't followed the Lakers in a while, so I don't know. So today the park closes at 7. Probably gonna shut down here pretty soon. Since I'm by myself, it kind of stinks because you can't really take bathroom breaks here. So I'll probably be back here I might be back here tomorrow actually for FanFest, but if not, I'll be back here Saturday. Sunday probably is going to be, it's May the 4th at Disneyland, and I have a reservation, so I'm probably going to go do that. And then I'm not sure what I'm doing at night. I know a lot of people are going over to, Knott's Berry Farm because there's a signing. I forget who it is. I think it was one of the. There's a book signing. That's all you need to know. I think it was a book signing for someone affiliated with Berry Tales. If you go over to Berry Place 28, Bob knows all about that. I'm sure he has it on his YouTube channel, or maybe even on his Instagram. But yeah, Berry Place 28. There's supposed to be a signing. Person affiliated with Knott's Berry Tales. One of my favorite rides as a kid. Yeah. This is our enchanted forest that it never gets used. It's supposed to be overflow for one of the Harry Potter rides, but never gets used. Oh, we had a meltdown. Yeah. Homer's laying down on the job again. That sounded like it burped. So that meltdown doesn't go down randomly. There's actually a button anyone can push and it'll do it. It's right, if I'm not mistaken, it's right here. Here's the control room. And then right next to the control room is a button. And if you hit this, see? If you push this, bad stuff happens. Should we push it? Oh, I don't know. Wasn't me. Guess we're ruining their reputation. Well, that one didn't go off. I guess it only sort of went off.
It's only 15 minutes. Let it out. No, make it. I feel so trying to talk his daughter. He's like,
let's go over here. Let's take a look at the Fast and Furious track. See how the ride looks. Man, I can't wait for this ride to open. I don't know if this is a ride I'm going to be able to ride a lot, but I'm looking forward to riding it, that's for sure. The view on this sucker is going to be amazing. Coming off those turns, and all you see is everything out here, you know, just out on the horizon. So beautiful. But anyways, there's the stairs. If you ever need a workout, these stairs are a workout and a half. See Super Nintendo World from here. But anyways, I'm gonna sign off right around here. I'll leave you guys with a view of this coaster coming over the escalators. But next time, probably maybe tomorrow or maybe Saturday. Next couple days should have a live going for a little bit. So anyways, hope you guys had a good time and enjoyed. And we'll catch you on the next one. Have a good day, good night, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for joining. Bye-bye.